Hello, my beloveds, and welcome to Real Talk Wednesday with Dr. Elizabeth. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. I have a really powerful video for you today. Every once in a while over on Instagram, I just put up a little thing saying, hey, ask me your questions. And this one question that somebody asked really stuck with me, and it was, Dr. Elizabeth, what do you do when you stumble and fall? How do you pick yourself back up? And I really thought about that. Like, to me, I saw it like, what do you do when you fail? And how do you have the courage to get back up and try again? So today's video is going to be all about that. I'm first going to tell you a story from my own life on how I picked myself back up and kept on going to powerful, powerful results. And then I'm going to give you a couple of tips on what you can do to move yourself forward if you have experienced falling down, failing at something, and you want to pick yourself back up. Here's the thing. There's not a soul on this planet who's not fallen down and had to pick themselves up. I mean, look, from the time we're babies, what do we do when we learn how to walk? We fall down, right? But we just get back up. It isn't until we're older where we kind of get this message somehow. Okay, you failed, I can't do it again, or it's too difficult, I can't pick myself back up. Oh, I tried, but I couldn't do it, so therefore I'm not going to try again. Failure is one of our best assets if we can use it to our advantage. I love that Michael Jordan quote. I'm going to put the whole thing here so you guys can see it. But in a nutshell, it says, I failed over and over and over again. And that's why I succeed. And if he can say that, why can't we, right? Why can't we go after our dreams? So let me just share a little story from my own life, my beloveds. As many of you know, I became a dentist. And as many of you know, if you read my book, I was absolutely and completely miserable. I used to cry going to work every day, cry on my lunch break, and cry on the way home. Like, how did I literally get myself in this position after all this money, time, education, now student loan debt? And I felt so trapped, and I felt horrible. And I literally felt like this flame of my soul was like flickering and about ready to go out because I was so miserable. And I was like, I have to leave this. So I left it, but I didn't know what in the world I was going to do. And I had to support myself, so I took crazy odd jobs, from a sales girl to a personal assistant to, I mean, you name it. It was humbling, it was horrifying, and it was really, really challenging. And it's funny, all these jobs that I tried that were not meant for me, it was literally like the universe is like, you're not meant to be there. I fell on my face and failed miserably at them. Like jobs that you would think, seriously? What kind of a ding-ding are you to fail at these jobs? But I literally was like, I failed at it. I had to pick myself back up. And finally I said to myself, okay, I need to really go after what it is I want. I need to figure that out, and I need to really, really go after that. Instead of worrying about just supporting myself in something, I have to really go after what will bring me joy. So at this time, to make matters worse, a long-term relationship that I was in fell apart, and my beloved grandfather, who I loved, he was like the father figure in my life, I absolutely adored him, passed away. And I was just crushed. I was heartbroken on every level. I was sitting there going, what am I going to do? I didn't want to go back to dentistry. I knew that wasn't my calling, it wasn't my purpose, but I was really, really struggling in my life. And I remember I came home from work. I was working as a personal assistant at the time for this. It was a hellacious, just incredibly challenging situation. And I remember coming home, and I opened up the front closet, and there were these skates there. And I remember hearing this little voice saying, grab those skates and go to the beach. And I was like, okay. Grabbed the skates. I lived about 25 minutes from the beach at the time. Drove to the beach, put the skates on, and the moment I put those skates on my feet and just found myself in this open sky space at this beautiful ocean, I felt better. And I just started to skate. And I have no training as a skater. I mean, I could skate around the block and things like that. I didn't fall, but I certainly wasn't any sort of professional skater. I had no figure skating training as a child. But very, very, very quickly, I started getting very good as a skater. And I started going out there every single night because it made my soul feel better. And the craziest thing is I felt incredibly close to my grandfather when I went out there. So within the matter of a very short time, I started getting really good. So then what happened was people started coming out to watch me, which was really kind of crazy. And they'd sit there and they'd watch me. And then one day this person said, "Can I videotape you? It's just so beautiful. I would love to have a videotape of you skating." And this is way before like cell phones with cameras and things like that. And so I said, as long as you bring me the tape, I would, that's fine. So the very next day, this lovely woman brought me this tape and she said, "You should really watch yourself skate because there's something magical about your skating. It's comforting, it's soothing, it's beautiful to watch, and it really feels heavenly." And I was kind of surprised. And then time after time, people kept on commenting. I even had this one guy, he was a pretty famous actor. He'd come and he'd watch, and then one day he came down and introduced himself, and he said, I don't want you to think I'm this creep watching you. He said, "I'm doing a show at the theater in LA," and he said, "I just want you to know I come here because you inspire me." He said, "Watching you skate, it inspires me to give a better performance." And I was just like, it made me cry. It was so beautiful. I said, "Really?" He said, "It's really magical, and you should know that." And I was really honored and touched by that. So people kept on recording me, and I had this beautiful, footage of me skating. And I remember one time my mom came to visit me. And so I said, "Mommy, can I show this to you?" And she says, "Of course." And I said, "Here's the thing." I said, "I feel really close to Grandpa," it was her father, "when I skate." And she says, "Oh." And she kind of got this look on her face. And then I put the tape in and we watched it. And she started to cry. And my mom's not like me. She's not a boo-hooer. She doesn't cry very easily. And I was like, "Mommy, why are you crying?" And she said, "Sweetheart, your grandfather was a professional figure skater." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And because I told her, I said, "I feel so close to him when I'm out there skating." And she's like, "You skate like a professional figure skater." She said, "It's beautiful." And she said, I'm just blown away. She said, and I remember just thinking to myself, he downloaded that gift of skating into my body right there in that parking lot on that beach in Santa Monica. And it was literally one of the best gifts of my whole life. What ended up happening is that this woman came by one day and she said, "Sweetie," she said, "I don't know if you know this," she said, "but there are actually people who they perform in this skating company." And she said, "You're good enough to tour with them." She said, "They tour all over the world. Like they perform all over the place. You should really, here's the guy's name, you should really call him." And I was just blown away because I'm thinking to myself, I could really do this as something that would actually make me money and enjoy it and love it. I said, that's like a dream come true. So I called the guy up and I said, "Hi, my name's Elizabeth. I skate and here's the thing and da-da-da." And he's like, "Okay, let's meet." So we met and I skated for him and he's like, "You know what, kid? You're good enough. There's an audition. We're going to be performing in Costa Mesa for this performing arts performance." And he said, "I really want you to be a part of the cast. If you make the cut, your very first job with this performance company is going to be in Monte Carlo, Monaco." Like, no pressure at all. So literally what happened was I go down there again. I'm terrified. I've never been on skates, on skates with a group of professional skaters who've been skating since they were kids. I was twice their age, but I just showed up and I did it anyway. Even though I was scared, I did it anyway. At the end of the performance, the producer calls me over. He says, "Okay, kid," he said, "you're cast in the show." So I got to go to Monte Carlo, Monaco, and perform. We were the headline act on New Year's Eve in Monaco. And it was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my life. And here's the thing, it was an opening to all these performances. I literally got to travel to China, to Hong Kong, all through Europe, to Central America, all through the United States. I got to live in amazing places and perform. And All this with people who were literally half my age, and it was extraordinary. And here's the best part. It wasn't just that I was a professional skater. It was the experience. I got to travel the world. I got to live in places I could only dream of living in. And I got to perform on extraordinary stages all over the world with people who became my dear friends. It was truly a dream come true. So my beloveds, that's my story. But what I really, really want to share with you, more than that story, is if I can do it, so can you. It's why I say every single week, you can do this. It's because I've walked the path. I'm not saying you can do this when I didn't do it myself. I picked myself back up when I fell on my face. But I picked myself back up and said, no, this is what sets my soul on fire. This is my passion. This is what I love. This is the next step in what I want to do with my life. And the crazy thing is that's what led me to dancing, which is what led me to the next thing, and then the next thing, which is what led me to sitting right here in front of all of you, sharing with you that you can do it, because I know what it's like to fall on my face and then get up and do it. If I can do it, my beloveds, so can you. So let me just share with you a couple little secrets. Number one, stop complaining about being stuck and not being happy where you're at, and start taking action. If I had continued to complain about hating dentistry but stayed in it, first of all, I would have looked 80 by now. I literally, if you look back at my pictures when I was practicing as a dentist, I look older than I do right now. It was more of an energy thing. It was like a heaviness on me, almost like a hopelessness of just, is this all there is to life? And I was miserable. And now I can say, I love my life, I love what I do, I love interacting with all of you. And so that's the first thing you have to do. The second thing you have to do, my beloveds, is you have to step up and be courageous. Because I'm going to tell you something, it takes every ounce of courage that you have to step forward after you've fallen down on your face. Trust me, I know, because I have the scars to prove it all over the place. But here's my philosophy. What's my choice? I fell down. If I just stay there, what good is my life? Why did I bother to come into this incarnation if I'm just going to stay down and just be a body just taking up space, not inspiring anything or anyone, not making a meaningful difference in life, not contributing something, not creating something? Like, that's not an option for me. That's why I left dentistry. It wasn't an option. People used to say, oh my God, you're so brave to leave. I said, no, I wasn't. I said I didn't have a choice. I was leaving because there was no way I was going to stay in something that made me that miserable. Even if I was going to die trying, I was going to do it. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, have the vision of what it is you want in your mind. What I mean by that is put up the vision board. Say what it is you're going after every morning and every evening. And then do the work to clear whatever it is that's standing in your way. If something isn't yours, if you haven't realized that there's an emotional and mental blockage that's keeping you from it, my beloveds, it's why I'm starting this coaching program for you. It's why I've spent the better part of my 60 years on this planet, nearly 60 years on this planet, doing my inner work, because we all have baggage. We all have challenges. We've all gone through something that was a lot that nearly buried us. I don't care who you are. Everybody goes through it. But it's, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to still move forward? So if you know what you're going after, even when it gets difficult, you can still keep moving forward because you know what you're going after. So those are my 3 tips on how to pick yourself up when you've fallen down, and how to move forward even when you don't feel like it, when you've lost all hope, when you feel like you want to give up, and when you feel like it's just not working and you're not going to make it. And can I tell you, my beloveds, I have felt like all four of those things. Trust me when I tell you. It's funny, in the last assumptions video, someone said, oh, I assume you have this really wealthy life. I assume you have all the money in the world. I assume that you have everything you need and want. I assume that life is really easy for you. Trust me when I tell you, my beloveds, it is not. And it has not been an easy journey. I don't think anyone, especially me, could sit here in this chair and talk to you, coach the people I've coached, work with the people that I have worked with, help people to accomplish and achieve their dreams. There's no way I could do that if I had had this cushy life. There is no such thing as a cushy life. Not for anybody, really. So, trust me when I tell you, if I can do it, so can you. So that leads me to the next point, which is I'm opening up my coaching program, and I really, really want you to join me. If you're interested, I'm going to put my email right here. Message me, let me know. I'll send you all the information. We're going to be launching it in March. It's going to be me personally on the call. I'm going to be walking you guys step by step how to accomplish your dreams. So I really, really, really want you guys to think about joining us on this journey. I know a lot of you have already said yes, a lot of you have already joined. There is a limited number of people that we're going to take. So if you're even thinking about it, message me below, send me your email. You can DM me on Instagram also if you'd like. But just let me know, hey, Dr. Elizabeth, send me the information. I'm interested. It's going to be a real powerful group. I have everything all planned out what we're going to do. And trust me when I tell you, this works. There are very few people in the world who coach this way. I've taken the best of many different things that I've studied and I put them all together into a really powerful and profound coaching program. So if you're ready, I'm ready for you. I think that is it for now, my beloveds. You guys know I love you. I love you to infinity and back. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for all of your interactions. Thank you for your messages. You guys know I love when you message me. It means the world to me. And my beloveds, above all, remember, you can do this. And I'm here to support you every step of the way.